Hey, Harvest Ashburn, we had a wonderful time of worship this past week. I've really enjoyed it. It was awesome, and I'm looking forward to our next one, the last Sunday in February, and excited and anticipating when we are very soon able to start doing that on a regular weekly basis. I wanted to bring you some teaching this week to help prepare you for small groups this week. We're looking at the one another of encourage one another. So remember, we're walking through 6 different one another's in our small group series right now. And this week, the text is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11, which says, "Therefore encourage one another and build one another up just as you are doing." And note there that he says, therefore. There's a context here that matters to the point he's making. I'm going to read that in a second, but the way I want to set it up to get you thinking is, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Matrix, but that was a movie that I really enjoyed. I think it might be coming up on 15, 18 years that it came out. I think it was like 99 or 98, something like that. Loved that movie, and it was this world where most people were living in a virtual reality computer program, but they didn't know that they were in that world. In reality, they were living in these coffins, essentially, their entire life in a box, with their brain connected in to a virtual world. And that's the way I think our world is in a lot of ways. People see and know what's right around them, but it's not a full representation of reality. In particular, eternity in the spirit world and God's presence. What's going to happen in the afterlife when they die, in eternity, and then judgment day, all those kinds of things. In this passage, he's making the point that there are people that are living their lives asleep to that reality, and people that are awake. They're woke in the biblical sense of it. So let's read. "Now concerning the times and the seasons, brothers, you have no need to have anything written to you, for you yourselves are fully aware that the day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night. While people are saying there is peace and security, then sudden destruction will come upon them, as labor pains come upon a pregnant woman, and they will not escape. For you are not in darkness, brothers, for that day to surprise you like a thief." So you're not going to be surprised by this. "For you are all children of the light, children of the day. We are not of the night or the darkness. So then, let us not sleep." So don't fall into the deceptions of this world, as others do, but let us keep awake, be sober, be woke to the truth of God's reality. "But since we belong to the day, let us be sober, having put on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet, the hope of salvation. For God has not destined us for wrath, but to obtain salvation through our Lord Jesus Christ, who died for us, so that whether we are awake or asleep, we might live with him. Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up, just as you are doing." I think that the "therefore" in that context is saying that our encouragement for one another with this text is about helping one another to keep on that awake, sober-minded, having a real mindset that's focused on reality, that's, the reality of God's eternity, and not getting caught up in the day-to-day and allowing the cares and the concerns of the world, money, pleasure, power, all the things that the world is just completely entrapped in. Not allowing those to run our lives, but the truth of who God is and our ultimate destiny with him, letting that rule us. We need to encourage one another in that, is what he's saying. So, couple questions that I want you to think about in preparation for your small group. Number 1, how can you be encouraged? What do you need from others within the small group to encourage you? So think about it. What are some of the common areas where you can fall off and like this text says, to fall asleep in the sense of having your eyes and mind open to reality? What are the areas where you stumble, where you need to be encouraged, particularly encouraged in your faith, maybe in your love, in hope, as the text says? That's question number one. And then question number two, do you know of someone in your life that you can encourage? Somebody that you've observed that might be down, or just that hey, you've observed them doing things that you just really admire, and you think they're on a great track. Verbalize that to them. So number one, how can we encourage you within the group? And number two, who's someone that you can encourage as well? So we'll dig into this text a little bit more in small group, and I look forward to seeing everybody. But think about those two questions and come ready to answer it, and let's be ready to love and encourage and pray for one another again. And love you guys. Looking forward to see you. Remember that you are loved.
Immortal, invisible,